definitely having a moment.
Big time. And I have to admit, I've definitely tried it out myself. I mean, who hasn't, right? But the question is, does it actually work?
That's what we're here to find out. We've got some really interesting material that goes way beyond just, think positive and get rich kind of stuff. We're talking about the science behind it, the practical steps, even the potential pitfalls to avoid.
Exactly. So get ready to uncover whether you really can manifest your dream life or if it's all just wishful thinking. Where do we even begin with something as, well, kind of mystical as manifestation?
I think the best place to start is by defining what we're even talking about, because like you said, there's a lot of misconception out there.
Right. Like, is it just the law of attraction? Or is it something deeper?
Well, the source material we're looking at defines manifestation as bringing thoughts, beliefs, and desires into reality through focused energy.
So it's not just about thinking about what you want. It's about actually putting energy towards it.
Right. It's about aligning your mindset, your actions, and your energy. It's less about wishing and more about, as they say, becoming a vibrational match for what you want to attract.
Okay, vibrational match. I like that. It sounds a bit woo-woo, but I'm intrigued.
Yeah, and it's not just some new age concept. There's actually a scientific basis for it.
Oh, really? Like what?
Well, have you ever heard of the reticular activating system, or RAS for short?
Not ringing a bell.
It's basically this part of your brain that's like a filter for all the information that's constantly bombarding you.
Oh, wow. I can only imagine how much info that must be.
Right, and your RAS picks out the stuff that aligns with your existing beliefs and desires.
So, like, if I'm constantly thinking I'm never going to get that promotion, my brain is actually filtering out evidence to the contrary.
Well, it's not quite that simplistic, but essentially, yes. Your RAS helps explain why, once you learn a new word, you suddenly start seeing it everywhere. It's like your brain is primed to notice it.
That makes sense. So it's kind of like our brain is already wired for manifestation in a way.
Exactly. And that brings us to the power of positive thinking. There's actually scientific evidence that suggests that thinking positively can literally rewire your neural pathways, leading to greater motivation and even increased awareness of opportunities that might have otherwise slipped past you.
Okay, so I'm starting to get how our thoughts play a role here. But how do we actually go about manifesting something? Are there, like, steps to follow?
Absolutely. And the source material we're looking at breaks it down into a 5-step process: clarity, visualization, affirmations, and positive thinking, inspired action, and trusting the process.
5 steps. All right, I can handle that. Let's take them one by one. So first up, clarity. Seems pretty straightforward, right? I mean, you just got to know what you want.
It does seem simple, but you'd be surprised how many people skip over this crucial first step. Because it's more than just wanting a new car or a bigger house. It's about being crystal clear on what you actually desire. So instead of just wishing for success, you need to define what success means to you. If you're thinking about starting a business, what kind of business? What does success look like? How will it make you feel?
So, like, really getting specific with your desires. No more vague wishing and hoping.
Exactly. The clearer you are, the stronger your foundation for manifestation.
Makes sense. All right, so we've got our clear vision. What's next? Visualization, right? Is it just like closing your eyes and picturing your dream life?
You're on the right track. It does involve creating a vivid mental picture, but it's about engaging all your senses. So if you're dreaming of that tropical vacation, don't just see the beach, hear the waves crashing, smell the salty air, feel the warm sand beneath your feet. And most importantly, feel the emotions as if you were already there. So like, if you want to write a novel, don't just visualize the finished book on a shelf. Imagine typing the end. Feel the excitement of holding your published book, even the satisfaction of reading positive reviews.
Whoa, I'm getting chills just thinking about it.
Right. It's about embodying the feeling of having achieved your goal.
Okay, so we're getting pretty deep here. What about affirmations and positive thinking? I've heard a lot about those. Are they just like cheesy self-help stuff, or is there something more to them?
They're definitely more than just feel-good slogans. Think of them as fuel for your manifestation engine. Repeating affirmations, whether out loud or in your head, reinforces your desired beliefs. It's about replacing that negative self-talk, those limiting beliefs, with empowering statements. So if you're trying to manifest a new job, you might repeat something like, "I am capable and deserving of a fulfilling career."
So it's about retraining your brain to think positively and believe in your potential.
Exactly. And that positive energy you're cultivating will start to radiate outwards, attracting the people and opportunities that align with your vision.
But isn't it a bit like tricking yourself? I mean, don't you actually have to take real action to make things happen?
Absolutely. Manifestation isn't about sitting back and waiting for the universe to deliver. Inspired action is crucial, but it's not just about working hard. It's about taking steps that are aligned with your vision and feel good. So instead of, say, desperately applying for any job you can find, you might focus on networking, learning new skills, or even exploring a side hustle that brings you joy and gets you closer to your ultimate goal.
So it's about taking action that feels good and aligned with your vision, not just any action.
Right. It's about making choices that are in harmony with what you're trying to manifest.
Okay, so you're putting in the work, you're feeling good, but then doubt creeps in. It's so easy to fall back into old patterns. So how do we deal with that?
That's where the final step comes in, trusting the process. And this can often be the hardest part, especially when things don't seem to be going as planned or when it's taking longer than you expected.
Oh, tell me about it. I'm definitely guilty of getting impatient and starting to doubt if it's even working.
And that's exactly what the source material warns against. Focusing on lack instead of abundance can actually block your manifestations. It's like sending mixed signals to the universe.
So how do we stay in that positive, trusting mindset?
The source suggests two powerful tools: gratitude and positive reinforcement.
Okay, so gratitude is like being thankful for what you already have, right?
Exactly. It's about shifting your focus from what you lack to what you already have in your life. And when you cultivate an attitude of gratitude, you start to attract even more abundance.
And positive reinforcement. Is that like giving yourself a pat on the back every time something good happens?
It can be that, but it's also about consistently feeding your mind those positive affirmations and visualizations. It's about reprogramming your subconscious mind, weakening those limiting beliefs over time.
So it's kind of like creating a positive feedback loop in your brain.
Exactly. The more you focus on the positive, the more you attract positive
This
experiences.
is all fascinating, but it begs the question, does simply thinking positive thoughts guarantee that your dreams will come true? I mean, we've all heard those stories of like Jim Carrey writing himself a $10 million check before he was famous. Does that mean manifestation is a surefire thing?
Those stories are definitely inspiring, but it's important to acknowledge that there are usually other factors at play. Hard work, talent, timing, luck, these all play a role in success. It's more nuanced than simply saying, think it, and it will come.
So it's not magic, but a combination of mindset, actions, and maybe a bit of mystery.
Absolutely. Manifestation isn't a magic wand. It's the tool that helps you align yourself with your desires.
I like that. All right, well, this has been incredibly insightful. What's the one thing you want our listeners to take away from our deep dive into manifestation today?
If our thoughts can influence our reality, even in subtle ways, what responsibility do we have to cultivate positive thoughts and beliefs? Not just for ourselves, but for the world around us. It's a question worth pondering.
Absolutely. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into manifestation. We'll see you next time.
See you then.